together. Today we are going to learn about an interesting lesson. Do you know the lesson? Yes, this is 25th lesson in your textbook. Angles of a polygon. By studying this lesson, you will be able to solve geometrical problems related to the interior angles of a polygon, solve geometrical problems related to the exterior angles of a polygon, solve problems related to regular polygons. So first of all, we discuss about polygons. What is the polygon? Do you know the meaning of that? Yes, in grade 7 and 8 you learned about that. So polygon is a closed plane figure, and also it is bounded by 3 or more line segments. So we can define as like this: a closed plane figure bounded by 3 or more line segments is called as a polygon. So polygon we can separate into two parts. What are they? Concave polygon and convex polygon. What is the difference between these two? Look at this. The two main types of polygons are convex polygons and concave polygons. Convex polygon is a polygon that has all interior angles less than 180 degrees. A concave polygon has at least one angle greater than 180 degrees. Now you can see convex polygon and concave polygons. Then we have to talk about the interior angles, the sum of the interior angles in a polygon. In previous grade, that means grade 7 and 8, you learned about the sum of the interior angles of a triangle and quadrilateral. So today also we have to learn about sum of the interior angles, but you have to learn about in polygon. Look at this, the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. Now I take the example. Look at the slide. The sum of the interior angles of a pentagon. Children, now we can do, there are two types. Now look at that. Now you can see yellow color pentagon. In here the number of sides equal to 5. Now I take a point of this inside of this pentagon and join in the lines from this point to other vertices. Then there are so many triangles. How many triangles are there? Look at this. How many triangles? There are 5 triangles. In here the number of sides in pentagon equal to number 5, and also this equal to the number of triangles. Then we want to find the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon. You know the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So we can multiply that amount by 5. Then you can obtain the sum of the interior angles of this pentagon. Look at this. 180 into 5. But when we consider about that point, around in the angle of this point equal to 360. So we have to remove this 360 from that value. Why? Because the sum of the interior angles of the pentagon is equal to 180 into 5 minus 360. Now you can consider about when the number of sides is n, then 180 degrees into n. n means number of sides minus 360 degrees. This is the formula to find the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon. Now look at that. When we simplify this formula, you can take 180 degrees brackets n minus 2. Another way, you can write 90 degrees into 2n minus 4. What happened to this? 180. In order to 180, you can write 90 times 2. That means 90 into 2n minus 4. There is another method. You can write this, in order to this 90 degrees, in words you can write right angles. Then right angles 2n minus 4. Okay children, did that example in the method 1. There is another method. What is this? Look at the slide. There is a pentagon. Now I separate pentagon into triangles again. But in here I use the point, there is a vertex, and joining the lines from this vertex. Now there are 3 triangles in here, but the number of sides equal to 5 because this is a pentagon. But in here the number of triangles equal to 3. So what is the relationship between number of sides and number of triangles? Yes, the 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Then you can take like this, 180 into 3, because the sum of the interior angles equal 180 into 3. Then when the number of sides is n, you can write 180 into n minus 2. In here, in order to 3, you can write n minus 2 because the number of sides minus 2 is equal to 3. Again, you can write this formula like this. There are 3 ways, the same as 180 into n minus 2. Another way, now you know 90 brackets 2n minus 4, and the final you can write, in order to 90 degrees right angles 2n minus 4. Okay children, now you know how to find the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. We learned about 2 methods. What is the formula? Say it again. 180 open brackets n minus 2, then close the bracket. This is the formula to find the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. Then next we move to the other part of this. What is this? Say it again. A closed plane figure bounded by 3 or more line segments is called as a polygon. We learned that. And also a polygon should have at least 3 sides. Remember it. A polygon should have at least 3 sides. Polygons with 3 sides are triangle. Do you know about that? Polygons with 3 sides are triangles. Then we can get the formula, the sum of the interior angles of a polygon of n sides, 2n minus 4 right angles. Then we move to the next part of the lesson. That means we have to simplify some questions according to that theory. Look at that. Using that the sum of the interior angles of a polygon of n side is equal to 2n minus 4 right angles. Find the sum of the interior angles of a octagon. What is this? Now you can see octagon. In here there are 8 sides. We have to find sum of the interior angles. Okay children, now you know the formula. Then write the formula first. Right angles 2n minus 4. Then substitute in order to n equal 8. 90, 2 times 8. 8 means n minus 4. Then 90 degrees, open bracket, 2 times 8. What is the value? 16. 16 minus 4. 16 minus 4, 12. Then 90 into 12, 1080 degrees. So sum of the interior angles of an octagon is equal to 1080 degrees. Then we talk about the second question about this. Look at that. Find the sum of the interior angles of a hexagon. 4 of the interior angles of a hexagon are 100, 115, 117 and 106. The remaining angles are equal. Find their magnitudes. Look at the question. There is a hexagon. The number of angles equal to 6. And also the 4 angles are given. We have to find the remaining angles. Then first we have to consider about the given data. So look at this. Sum of the interior angles equal to 180 into n minus 2. Now you know that formula. This we can substitute. N equals 6. 180 degrees into 6 minus 2. When we simplify, it comes to 180 into 4. That means 720 degrees. The sum of the interior angles of a hexagon is equal to 720 degrees. Now we have to find the remaining angles of this hexagon. How to do that? Look at that. Now you know the sum of the angles in given. We have to find that. Okay children, now you can add. Hope you are ready. 100 plus 115 plus 117 plus 106. What is the value? Now sum of the remaining angles equal to the total value 720 degrees minus 438 degrees. And what is the value? 282 degrees. This value is equal to remaining angles, but those are equal. Then what we have to do? Divide by 2. Value of a remaining angle is 282 divided by 2. You can obtain the answer 141 degrees. Now we discuss about that question and solve that question, then take the value. But there are another method. You can simplify using that method also. What is that method? Look at this. The method number 2. First you can write as equation these given data and others. You can take the unknown terms. That means you have to find the remaining angles. If the value of the remaining angle is x, you can write the formula or equation like this. 100 plus 115 plus 117 plus 106 plus x equal the sum of the interior angles of this hexagon, 720. Then you know 2x plus 438 equals 720. Then we can simplify. What is the value? 2x equals 720 minus 438 degrees. Then you can obtain the value of 2x, 282. Then we have to find the value of x, then divided by 2, that amount. Then you can obtain x equal 141 degrees. That means the value of the remaining angle is equal to 141 degrees. Okay children, we learned about that, the sum of the interior angles of the triangle, and we did 2 questions. Look at this question. According to the information marked in the figure, find the value of A. There is a diagram. Now you can see there are 2 angles combine each other. Look at that. A and B and C. Find the value of A. When we consider about this triangle, there is an equilateral triangle. So all the angles are equal in this angle. A plus A equal to 180. We learned that theory in grade 7 and 8. So 3A equal to 180 degrees. Then you can obtain A equal 180 over 3. That means A is equal to 60 degrees. Then we have to find the value of B and C. So they ask about the second question. Find the value of B plus C. Again we can write the equation according to the sum of the interior angles of this triangle. A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. Now we know the value of A. You can substitute 60 plus B plus C equal 180. Then B plus C equal 180 minus 60. That means B plus C is equal to 120 degrees. Okay children, we find the value of A and B plus C also. Then we have to consider about the other question. There is a difference between the other previous questions because the sum of the interior angles is given. Now you have to find the number of sides. How to do that? Do you have any idea about that? Now you know the formula. So you can write the formula. 180 n minus 2 is equal to 1260 degrees. We have to find the value of n. What we have to do? Then divide both sides by 180. In left hand side comes to n minus 2. The other side you can simplify. N minus 2 is equal to 7. Then minus 2 goes to other side. Then comes to plus 2. N is equal to 9. So number of sides is equal to 9. In here the number of sides equal to 9. In this question the sum of the interior angles is given. You have to find the value of number of sides. Now we learnt about interior angles. That means the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. Next we discuss about the exterior angles of a polygon. So first of all we discuss about exterior angles of a triangle. Now you can see ABC triangle. Hope you are ready. Okay children, now we are going to produce that line. Produce the side BC up to D. And there is exterior angle. What is the exterior angle? ABD is exterior angle. And also produce the sides AB up to E. What happened? There is another exterior angle. CBE is exterior angle. So when we consider about these two exterior angles, what is the relationship between these two? Those are the vertically opposite angles. You know, vertically opposite angles are equal. Then, but when we think about in here DBE angle, is it an exterior angle? No. DB is not as an exterior angle because it is equal to ABC angle. ABC is an interior angle. So you can't take DBE as an exterior angle. We talk about the exterior angles of a triangle. What about the quadrilateral? Look at that diagram. Now we talk about exterior angles of a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means there are 4 sides and also a closed plane figure. Now I produce that line, produce the side DC up to E. and also produce the side BC up to F, then you can obtain exterior angles. What are the exterior angles? Yes, BCE and DCF. So, those are the vertically opposite angles. That means vertically opposite angles are equal. In here also ECF and BCD, you see those are equal. Why? Because BCD is the interior angle. So, those are the vertically opposite angles. Then we have to talk about exterior angles of a polygon. That means we talk about exterior angles of a triangle and quadrilateral. Then in here also ECF angle is not as an exterior angle because it is an interior angle. So, now we discuss about the exterior angles of a triangle and also quadrilateral. In this grade, that means grade 9, you have to learn about the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. So, how to find the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon? Look at that. Sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. Now, you can see there are polygons, the diagrams. Look at the diagrams. There are 3 polygons in here. The first one, I mark the exterior angles. Look at the exterior angles of this polygon. Those are correct. And also look at the third diagram. What about these exterior angles? I mark that exterior angles. Yes. Those are also correct. But consider about that yellow color polygon. When we consider about that polygon, now you can see there are 3 arrow marks. When we mark exterior angles, you have to use the clockwise or anti-clockwise method. But in here you can see I'll take in one vertex there are 2 angles. Look at the diagram. At once in here there is a vertex, but I take the 2 angles of this either sides. That means when we mark the exterior angles, you have to use clockwise or anti-clockwise method. You can't take the both ways at one times. That means when we consider this diagram, you can take clockwise or anti-clockwise. You can't take both ways at one times. That is the way to represent or marked when we mark the exterior angles of a polygon. This is the method. I think it is clear to understand you. Then we have to find the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. Now we know how to mark the exterior angles. We discuss about the exterior angles of a triangle and also quadrilateral, and how to mark the exterior angles of a polygon. Then we have to talk about the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. There is a small activity. Look at that. Now we are going to do an activity. I hope you are ready. Take a piece of paper and scissor also. Okay. Okay, children. First, you have to draw a triangle. There is a triangle. Draw as you wish any triangle. Then produce that lines and draw angles. Now you can color these angles using color pencils. Okay. Then cut these angles and mark a point on your piece of paper and paste like this. What happened to it? The sum of the angles around a point is 360 degrees. Then what is the conclusion of this? Sum of the exterior angles of a triangle is also 360 degrees. Now we know the value of the sum of the exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees. So what about the other polygons? Let us see sum of the exterior angles of a quadrilateral. Okay children, hope you are ready. Then you have to draw a quadrilateral like this. As you wish, you can draw any quadrilateral. Again you have to mark exterior angles. Then color these exterior angles. Okay children. Then cut these angles and again mark a point on your piece of paper and paste like this. What happened to this? In here also the sum of the angles around a point is 360 degrees. That means sum of the exterior angles of a quadrilateral is also 360 degrees. Now, what is the conclusion of this? We take triangle and quadrilateral and we are doing the activity. So, what is the conclusion of this activity? Do you know the conclusion? Yes. What is this? The sum of the exterior angles of a polygon is equal to 360 degrees. Sum of the exterior angles of a polygon equals to 360 degrees. So children, we did that activity. But there is another method, that means when we can prove that theory according to the mathematical proof. What is this? When we consider about the number of sides is equal to n, you can take the same theory in this way. A polygon which has n sides. Now remember, a polygon which has n sides. You can take at any vertex of a polygon the interior angle plus the exterior angles equal to 180. When we consider about the polygon which has n sides, the sum of n interior angles plus sum of n exterior angles equal to 180 into n. Why? Because we consider about the vertex of a polygon. So you know the interior plus exterior angles 180. In here there are number of sides is equal to n. So you have to multiply by n, then you can obtain 180 into n. Then the sum of the exterior angles and interior angles of a polygon which has n sides is 180 into n, but sum of the interior angles is equal to 180 n minus 2. Today we learned about that theory. The sum of the interior angles is equal to 180 degrees n minus 2. Then we have to find the sum of the exterior angles. Remember it. What is the, we have to find sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. So what we have to do? Yes, we have to subtract. How to subtract that? Then sum of the exterior angles equal 180 into n minus 180 n minus 2. Then we can simplify these expressions. Sum of the exterior angles equal to 180 degrees into n minus 180 degrees into n minus 2. Now we are going to simplify these expressions. How to simplify that question? Look at that. First you have to remove the brackets. 180 into n minus 180 times n. That means 180 into n. Look at that. When we simplify negative number by a negative number, it should be a positive number. So here 180 into minus 180 into minus 2 plus 360 degrees. Then you can simplify 180 into n minus 180 into n. Simplify. Then final answer should be 360 degrees. So the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is equal to 360 degrees. Look at that. The sum of the exterior angles of a polygon is 360 degrees. There are some polygons in here. Now you can see the exterior angles and join these in one vertex. Those angles around in that vertex, that means it is equal to 360 degrees. Now we are going to do an questions. Look at the question. In the polygon given below, find the magnitude of the angles denoted by the English letters. There are several English letters. Now you know the theory, sum of the exterior angles equal to 360 degrees. So you can simplify. Now look at that. C and 95. Those are supplementary adjacent angles. Supplementary means 180 degrees. Adjacent angles. You learnt about that theories in grade 8. We can write the equation C plus 95 degrees equal to 180 degrees. Then C is equal to 180 minus 95. C equals 85 degrees. Then you have to find the value of A and B also. Look at this diagram. There is a B and A, but first you have to find the value of A. Now you know the sum of the exterior angles equal 360. Then you can write the equation A plus 85 plus 87 plus 90 plus 74 is equal to 360. Then you can simplify. And here you have to write the reason also. When we write the equation, in every time you have to write the reason with these equations. Then you can simplify 2a plus 336 degrees is equal to 360. Then 2a is equal to 360 minus 336. 2a is equal to 24 degrees. But in here we have to find the value of a. What we have to do? Yes, 24 divide by 2. That means a is equal to 12 degrees. Okay children, now we find the value of C and also A. Then we have to find the value of B. B and A supplementary adjacent angles. You know the value of A, then you can substitute in order to that A. B plus 12 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. This is the equation. So B is equal 180 minus 12, that means B is equal 168 degrees. Then we simplify that equation and take the value of B is equal to 168 degrees. Okay children, shall we do another question? Hope you are ready. Do you ready? Okay, look at the second question. Read the question with me. In the polygon given below, find the magnitude of the angles denoted by the English letters. What are the English letters? X, 2x, y and z. So, you can find the value of z because when we think about the sum of the exterior angles of this polygon, it is equal to 360 degrees. Then z plus 81 plus 68 plus 87 plus 100 is equal to 360 degrees. Then we have to simplify. Z plus 336 is equal to 360. Then you can obtain Z is equal to 360 minus 336. What is the value of x? Yes, what is the value? Z is equal to 24 degrees. Okay, then we have to find x and y also. Look at that. Now you can see the supplementary adjacent angles. Y plus 24 is equal to 180 degrees. Those are supplementary adjacent angles. Then y is equal to 180 minus 24. That means y is equal to 156 degrees. Okay children, now we find the value of z and y. Now you can find the value of x. Hope you are ready. Do you ready to find the value of x? Yes. Okay, I'll give the equation to find the value of x. This is the equation. X plus 2x plus 156 is equal to 180 because interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180. Now you can simplify this equation. Okay. 3x equal 180 minus 156. So what is the value? Do you know the value? Okay, tell me the value. 3x equal 24. But we have to find the value of x. What is the value of x? X is equal to 24 divided by 3. That means x is 8 degrees. Then you can find the value of 2x. What is the value of 2x? Now you know the value of x. Then how to obtain 2x? Multiply by 2. 2x is equal to 16 degrees. Now we did two questions. They are given unknown terms and we find the value of that things. Look at this. Read this question. The exterior angles of a hexagon are in the ratio 1:2:2:4:4:5. Find the magnitude of each of the exterior angles and interior angles. There is a ratio between exterior angles. Now we know. Okay children, first tell me what is the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon? Yes, what is the value? 360 degrees. So there is a ratio between these exterior angles. Then we have to find the magnitude of each of the exterior angles and interior angles. Then first we take the parts of these exterior angles. When we add these ratios, parts, it is equal to 18 parts. So, we know the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon is 360. Then you have to divide by 18 and multiply by 1. Then you can take the one part of this angle, that is smallest angle. So, what is the value of this? 360 divided by 18. What is the value? Tell me the value. Yes, what is the value? You can divide like this, 18 and 360 degrees, then 20 degrees. In this hexagon, the smallest angle is equal to 20 degrees. Then we find interior angle of it. You know the sum of the interior angle and exterior angle. What is the value of this? Yes, 180 degrees. So, 180 minus 20 is equal to 160 degrees. Then, there are 5 angles in this hexagon. This is the smallest one. So, what about other exterior angle? Value of the another exterior angle, 360 into 2 over 18. Then you can simplify. The value is equal to 40 degrees. What is the value of this interior angle of this exterior angle? 180 minus 40 degrees, 140 degrees. We have to find another exterior angle. Look at that. Now you know the method. Do the question with me. 360 into 4 over 18. When we simplify this, you can obtain 20 into 4, 80 degrees. So, what is the value of this interior angle of this exterior angle is equal to 180 minus 80, that means 100 degrees. Now, we find 3 angles of this hexagon. We have to find another one. Value of the largest angle. Largest angle 360 into 5 over 18. Then we can simplify 18 and 360, 100 degrees. So, what is the interior angle of this largest exterior angle? The sum of these two equal to 180, then minus 100, it is equal to 80 degrees. So, we have to discuss about another question, little bit different than the other questions. What is the difference between the other? Look at that, read the question. The magnitude of an exterior angle of a polygon whose exterior angles are equal is 12 degrees. Find the number of sides the polygon has. Now you have to find the number of sides. So, the number of sides is equal to the sum of the exterior angles 360, and exterior angles equal to 12 degrees. So, we can divide by this, then you can obtain the number of angles. In here, the number of angles is equal to number of sides. Then you can take 30. Number of sides equal 30. Look at that. Regular polygon. Children, we learned the sum of the interior angles and exterior angles. Now we have to discuss about the regular polygons. What is the meaning of the regular polygon? Do you know that word regular? Regular means equal, all the angles and all the sides. Now you can see several polygons in here. So we can define this regular polygon like this. When all the sides of a polygon are equal in length and all the interior angles are equal in magnitude. The polygon is known as a regular polygon. What are the main features of this? Equal angles and also equal sides in here. So now we are going to do some question using that regular polygon theory. Look at that question. Find the magnitude of an interior angles of a regular polygon with 8 sides. Now there are 8 sides, those are equal, then we have to find the interior angles of the regular polygon. So there are two methods. The method 1, sum of the interior angles is equal to 180 n minus 2. So we can substitute in order to n. There are 8 sides, then substitute 8 minus 2. What is the value? 8 minus 2? 6. So 180 degrees into 6 is equal to 1080 degrees. So the sum of the interior angles of a octagon, that means there are 8 sides, is equal to 1080 degrees. In here we have to find the magnitude of an interior angle. So what we have to do? Look at that. Sum of the interior angles equal 1080 degrees. So interior angles is equal to 1080 degrees divided by 8. Why? We have to divide by 8. Why we divide by 8? That angles? Because this is a regular polygon. Regular polygon means all the angles are equal. So you can divide by 8 and take the answer, 135 degrees. Find the magnitudes and exterior angles of a regular polygon with 8 sides. Method number 2. Look at that. The value of an exterior angle is 360 degrees divided by 8. Because we know the sum of the exterior angles equal to 360. So when we divide by, the answer should be 45 degrees. Then you can obtain the value of the interior angles of equal to 180 minus 45. Why? Because the sum of these two interior plus exterior angles of per vertex is equal to 180 degrees. And also you can take 135 degrees. So in a regular polygon, the main thing is angles are equal. All the angles are equal and all the sides are equal. So we can use any methods as you wish. Now look at that. The magnitude of an exterior angle of a regular polygon is 20 degrees. Find the number of sides. Another question. Now the number of sides is equal to 360 degrees over 20 degrees. Then you can simplify that. 18 means the number of sides. The sum of the exterior angles in a polygon 360, and in this question an exterior angle equal to 20 degrees. So we divide by, because this is a regular polygon, so all the exterior angles are equal. Then you can obtain number of sides 18. The number of sides equal to 18. Okay children, there is another question to do. Hope you are ready. Now we are in grade 9, so we have to do more questions to practice that theories. So hope you are ready to do these questions with me. Okay? Read the question again. The magnitude of an interior angle of a regular polygon is 5 times the magnitude of an exterior angle. Find the magnitude of an exterior angle. There are the relationship between the interior angles and exterior angles. What is the relationship? When we consider about the one part of the exterior angles, the 5 times equal to interior angles. When we take together, there are 6 parts. So we know the 180 is the sum of the interior and exterior angle. What is the value of the, when we consider about the vertex, the sum of the exterior plus interior equal to 180 degrees. So we have to divide by the 180 degrees, divide by 6. Then you can take one part. What is the value of one part? 180 divided by 6, you can take 30 degrees. That means the value of the exterior angles equal to 30 degrees. Then you can obtain the value of the interior angles 180 minus 30 degrees. That means 150 degrees. Now the third question they ask about the number of sides the polygon has. We know this is a regular polygon. All the angles are equal, all the sides are equal. Then you can substitute the value of the exterior angles 30. Then number of sides is equal to 360 divided by 30 degrees. That means 12 sides. Number of sides equal to 12 sides. Okay, children. Now today we have learned about the polygons, the type of the polygons, and also the sum of the interior angles of a polygon and sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. And in grade 7 and 8 also you learned about the polygon, but grade 9 you learned about the new theories, the sum of the interior angles of a polygon and sum of the exterior angles of a polygon. Now I ask, there are 3 questions. I ask a question. Actually this is not the question, this is the challenge for you. You can use in any materials, that means using internet or YouTube or any materials, any book. You have to find that. What is the question? Look at the question. You can write this question. What is the minimum and maximum number of sides in a regular polygon? What is the minimum and maximum number of sides in a regular polygon? This is my first question, first challenge. There is another challenge for you. What is this? What is the smallest and largest interior angles that a regular polygon can have? Now you can note down that question. What is the smallest and largest interior angle that a regular polygon can have? Okay, children, this is the last question. What is this? What is the smallest and largest exterior angle that a regular polygon can have? Again, write down this question. What is the smallest and largest exterior angle that a regular polygon can have? Now, you can observe and find more details about that lesson. Practice more. If you want to watch this program again and again, then there are YouTube channel NIE. Until we meet again.